Alright, so I need to make sure this stream is up before I start. But basically, here we go. Alright, we're up. So, I know these directions are pretty hard, and I know there's no videos about them, so I figure instead of going through all of it, figuring out, and then making a video, since I would be too unmotivated to do that, I'll just live stream actually running through the steps here. So we're going to start with a bare bones operating system, just saying hello world. So simple kernel for 32-bit x86 and Buddha. So let's click on this. I know what 32-bit is, but why not? x86 based processors. So I think mine is x86. I'm not sure. Oh, these are all Intel. I have an AMD processor, so here's AMD. Isn't there a way to just see? Here, let's just see. Right click on the start screen icon on the lower left corner, left click system. Sorry, I have a special thing there. System. There will be an entry under system called system type listed. So I'm also doing this so you guys can run through it at your house if you're doing this. So system type x64. So I can't boot this on this computer, but I can at least boot this on. I do have a 32-bit computer, so if you don't have a 32-bit computer, sucks to suck. Let's move on. So, yep, this is the first step in creating an operating system. This tutorial serves an example of how to create a minimal system, but not as an example of how to properly structure your project. These instructions are commonly reviewed and follow the current recommendations for good reason. Be aware of the many other tutorials available online, as they do not follow modern advice and were written by the inexperienced. So these are pretty good tutorials, none of which are on video. And before you start, it should be noted now, I read through the starting stuff, and you should really be a programmer before you go and build an operating system. I've been programming for several years, so I've used assembly before. I've actually wrote an assembly operating system before, 16-bit. So I think I'm bored waiting for parts to come in for this laser that I'm designing, so I figured I would try to code an operating system while I was waiting. So let's move on. This tutorial uses existing technology to get you started and straight into kernel development. If you don't know what a kernel is, there's the link. By the way, you guys can see the link up there. It's wiki.osdev.org/bare_bones. Rather than developing your own programming language, your own compiler, and your own bootloader, in this tutorial we will use GNU linker from binutils to link our object files into the final kernel, GNU assembler from bitutils, or optionally NASM, I'll use NASM, to assemble instructions into object files containing machine code, a GNU compiler collection to compile our high-level code into assembly. I'm going to use C, not C++. The C programming language, or C++, to write high-level parts for our kernel. The grub bootloader, to bootload our kernel using the multi-boot protocol that loads us into a 32-bit protected mode with paging disabled, EFL, executable formats. Okay. I'm not going to do any of that because I'm going to wait till I run into an error, and then I will install the following. So, building a cross compiler. The first thing you should do is set up a GCC cross compiler. I have no idea what that is. You have not yet modified your compiler to know about the existence of your operating system. So we use a generic target called i6e6-elf, which provides you with a tool chaining targeting this system, VBI, the settings, and will allow you to easily set up a bootable kernel using grub and multi-boot, such as Linux. This is not suitable for OSDev work, as the compiler will produce programs for Linux and your operating system is not Linux. No matter how similar it is, you will certainly run into trouble if you don't use a cross compiler. Shit. You will not be able to correctly compile your operating system without a cross compiler. Great. You will not be able to correctly compile this tutorial with a x86 cross compiler. As grub is the only able to load 32-bit multi-kernels. If this is your first operating system project, you should do a 32-bit kernel first. If you use x86 or 64 compiler instead, somehow bypass. Alright. So do I not need it? It says you will not be able to correctly complete this tutorial with a x86 64 cross compiler. So I won't be able to complete it with that, as grub is only able to load 32-bit kernels. Screw it. By now you should have set up your cross compiler. Damn it. Alright, let's just do it. Let's see what this is. I don't even know what it is. A GCC cross compiler for your own operating system. This compiler is specially made to target exactly your operating system and is what allows you to leave your current operating system file. I want to see if audio is being transferred over, because if it's not, this will be a huge waste of time. Yeah, it is. Actually, what do I look like here? There, yeah. Okay, you're fine. So, unless you are developing your own operating system, why do I need it? Don't care. Which compiler version do I want? The newest GCC is recommended. Then give me it. Oh my god, big new compiler collection. Do I need a Linux computer? Is this what's throwing me off? GCC comes installed by a variety of Unix systems. MinGW is port of GNU environment for Windows. So do I only need one of these? Is that what you're saying? You can usually... So let's check our command prompt, because I think that's what it wants us to do. And type... Oh my god, I hate Windows 10's search bar. That's what I want to do. Whatever. I don't know if I have GCC installed. Yeah, no, I don't. You can use older releases if you may wish. Private version. You may be able to use older versions. For instance, so let's look this up. Install GCC on Windows. So Sigwin. What the heck? So what, can I download it? Okay, let's look up download Cygwin. There we go. There we go. Alright. Oh, look at that. I already tried to download it before. I guess yes. Very confusing process, you know, even for someone that's never built an operating system like this before. I never had to use Cygwin for what I was doing. I just went in NASM and used assembly. I only made it to the first 512 bytes of a boot sector because I was never able to push it to the kernel. If that makes sense to people who have done this before, but and I can show that code later on, maybe if I get this hello world working before midnight. But we'll be patient. I'm just gonna play on my phone while this stuff's downloading. I hope you really don't care. And we're done. Alright. Also, yeah, Jack, whatever, you know who you are, Jack. If you're watching this, you kind of are a help in why I'm doing this right now instead of just eating Pop-Tarts. And so, do I still type in GCC or it's like struggling? Oh, nope, oh, no. Nope. Is there a command line installer? Yes and no. Okay, how do I... So this isn't making much sense. What is GCC? What is Cygwin? Individual packages. Setup.exe installing. Once you've installed the desired Cygwin distribution on the Windows Vista. Where'd you go? Okay, you can use older versions. Check Cygwin version command. How would you find Cygwin's version? With the unnamed utility as other plus 16. Unnamed -r. I don't think that does anything. Why is it called on name? Good enough. I'll wait till it throws an error again. I now see what Sigwin is. If you have just installed the basic Sigwin packages, you have to run the setup again. I think it's going to be more beneficial for me to download it again. Damn, I didn't even... Guess I should have read that. So, okay, so if you're just watching this and not following along with me, don't do what I just did. So when I'm setting up GCC, G++, make flex bison diffused. Next. If you've just installed the basic Sigwin package, you have to run the setup again and install the following packages. Search GCC. It froze. Make is it? Okay, maybe it did it automatically. Oh Jesus. So let's try GCC. Color GCC warning error message. I think we have them all. If I don't, then I don't. Now, may is an option as addressed in the API. The Windows subsystem for Linux beta release Windows 10 is specified reasonably fast. Wait, the Windows subsystem for Linux beta. enable Windows. Open the PowerShell. I'm not quite getting it. Restart your computer when prompted. Well, I can't do that right now because I'll end my live stream. Oh, Jesus. Let's try running PowerShell as administrator. If it asks me to restart, I'm going to say no for now. Or maybe I should just end this live stream and start it up when it... That's probably what I'll do. Let's keep reading for now. If you were using DJGPP before, this could result in confusion. No, I never did that. You can have your cross compiler in Okay. Okay. How are we doing? Good. We build a tool set running on your host that can turn source code into object files for your target system. You'll need to decide where to install your new compiler. It is dangerous and very bad idea to install into system directories. You also need to decide whether the new compiler should be installed globally or just for you. If you want to make it just for you, recommended. Installing into home opt cross is normally a good idea. If you want to install globally, yada yada yada, I'm not going to do that. Please note that we build everything out of our source directory tree, as it is considered good practice. Some packages only support building outside, some only inside, and some both, but may not offer extensive checking, building. We've installed a session. This ensures. Okay, so now I think is when I use Sigwin. Okay. Bin utils. Shit. It found that okay. Bash, bin utils, no such file directory. Didn't we just make a path there? let's just one line at a time. I'm not gonna restart that yet. Let's say CD there. So it's not really showing me that it actually went there. Oh, that's because it doesn't exist. Home src does not exist. Did it tell me to make that somewhere and I missed it already? src. What did it say? Home src. SPC. Should that have been installed with something? I'm about ready to give up here. Man, wiki, OSDev, you gotta update your stuff. Come on now. This will install a GCC cross compiler. This will install a GCC cross compiler. Alright, let's see, USR. Did it say SRC before? Oh, really? So that's like the first time it's... Oh, here we go. Download the needed source code into a usable directory. So I'm just supposed to make it right there. So confused. Do I have to unzip it too? Am I gonna have to unzip all of this? God damn. You're funny. 2016, 2018. I'll take this one. What one's the code? That one's kilobytes. was too quick. This one, oh, they were optional anyway. Fuck. What the heck? Why did they do it like this? 2018 .gz, is that the way to go? Okay, let's no way. Okay, let's make a new folder in Reese. Do I have to extract the inside file too, or so we'll go Reese house now. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll be sure to buy it next time. Holy crap. No. SRC. Nobody likes either of those. By the way, leave, yes. Might as well unzip the rest of them while we're here. Extract all, browse. So I don't want ISL, I want MPC. Wow, these files are big. I'll wait till this one finishes. Yeah, no, I won't. And then this one. I still don't know what the point of a cross compiler is. Yep, I'll buy it next time. Extract to... Oh, something finished. SRC, alright. Did these finish? Is that what I'm getting at? Or was it referring that finished? Just gonna wait till this little thing green down here is gone. Let's see though. Okay, here we go. I'm worried that I will need... Okay, is this done? MPC. Good. GMP. Good. This one? No. Well, let's see first. SRC. Like, I think I have to leave these in their folder. And that's what I'm gonna do. So let's continue with this. CD home, make, install, try pasting that all again. Alright, we're still throwing errors, so let's try typing it now. CD home SRC. That's impossible. Let's see if that's even a thing. Why? It's because I wasn't Googling something. What is $home Reese? I'm so confused. CD home SRC. So that's a problem. Okay. Where is this? CD home. Well, I don't know what home is. Home Reese SRC. Well, I can't build an operating system. This is too much. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't even do the cross compiler. And I'm not really looking into it. So I guess I should go find something better to do.